Home inventory is on the rise in Mira Mesa and pending sales are holding steady. Hang out with me for a couple of minutes and I'll show you what's going on. Today we are bringing you a Mira Mesa real estate market update. If you're new to this channel, please give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And if you want your zip code to show up next, drop it in the comments and we'll get right to it. So with that, let's jump right over and see what's happening in Mira Mesa right now. We have 75 active listings, many of these less than 2 weeks on the market. So a lot of fresh listings in Mira Mesa, currently 38 pending sales and 31 closed in the last 30 days. And that's why I say pending sales are basically holding steady here. We have a very similar condition in Mira Mesa to much of the I-15 corridor zip codes, where you have about twice the amount of active inventory to pending, and that is actually not all that unusual for all the talk about rising inventory, and it is rising countywide, no doubt about it. However, pending sales have remained very constant, so homes are still selling, and if you get that home out there at the right price, it's gonna sell. So, you got 75 active, 38 pending, definitely a handful of sellers. Almost half the sellers in Mira Mesa right now will not go under contract in the average market time, just based on the ratio of active to pending. However, let's jump over to InfoSparks and take a look at the longer term trends here and see what we've got. So looking at the last 3 years, and I always say this about Mira Mesa, when you look at single family homes, Mira Mesa is about as median price as you get in San Diego County. This community is a median price community. Going all the way back here to January of 2022, San Diego County median was 900, Mira Mesa was 985. Fast forward to now, Mira Mesa's median single family detached home is 1,152,000, where San Diego County is 1,118,500. So very close to median price throughout history here, going back as long as you want to go back. I'm only going back 3 years here today, but we could go back further if you wanted to. Now, looking at the percent of original list price to final close sale price, again, all the way back to 2022, the spring of 2022, things were blowing up. Buyers were exuberant. They were paying way over asking price. And at that time in Mira Mesa, it was 112.9. So that's almost 13% over asking price on average. And it's been up and down since then. However, right now, still very good. And it's still very good in San Diego County. Mira Mesa is at 99.8%. San Diego County at 98.8%. So the homes that are selling for almost full price on average throughout the county right now. It's just that you have this separation of inventory and pending. So there are a bunch of sellers out there who don't really yet get the picture and are probably overpriced and probably not going to sell within the average market time. So eventually the chickens are going to come home to roost, and this could cause softening prices unless we get more buyers in the marketplace to gobble up that inventory. And that is what's happened for the past 2 years, or 2 years. 3 years, I'm sorry. 2022, inventory built over the summer and looked like things were going into the tank by fall. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the year, buyers came along and just wiped out that inventory again. Same thing in 23 and 24, and median price has done the dip along with it. So very interesting market that we're in right now. And anybody who is out there predicting that they know what's going to happen next doesn't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next. But there's a bunch of experts out there who want to make guesses at it. So looking at market time right now, Mira Mesa did jump up from 17 to 30 days between April and May. Although again, as I always say, when you have just a handful of data points, the graph gets pretty jagged. San Diego County on the whole here is down to 24 days. So market times in San Diego County actually have come down over the last couple of months, which is interesting given the fact that inventory is going up. Of course, these average market times take into account the time between active and pending. So if you're just sitting there in the active category for 100 days or whatever it is, and then you go pending, that's going to drag the average down. So it all just kind of remains to be seen. However, that's what's going on in Mira Mesa right now today. If you like this content, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or just send us a message or give us a call. We're always happy to talk to you, whether you're a buyer or a seller or just curious about what's happening in the real estate market. Send us a message, give us a call. We will talk to you very, very soon. Thanks and have a great day.